Hello and welcome back to the NFL Prop Show for Thursday Night Football. We have the Commanders at the Packers. Think it's going to be a fun game. We will start off by going over a little bit of the injury report, so we just know how the injury should shake out for this one. Then we will get into some prop picks and our touchdown call of the day before we wrap it up. But before we get into it, come join us at Props Optimizer, our brand new and free prop betting app through Android and iOS. If you've never tried us out before, come give us a try there. Free with the viewing of ads, or $10 a month if you don't want to deal with ads, but you can get the same data either way. Just look at a couple ads or spend $10. Either way, check before you bet, and let's get into it. I'm your host, Tyler Wiemann, and I'm excited to break down this game. Let's start with this injury report for the Commanders at the Packers, and we'll start off with the Commanders side of the ball. It was quite a few DNPs, but all of them were for rest, so really don't care about those. Then we had a limited participation for Noah Brown, who had a preseason or a training camp knee injury, and then missed a lot of training camp, played last game, still limited. They're being careful with him. Eckler was also limited, has some sort of a shoulder issue going on. Neither are that big of a deal. I would expect both guys to play. And then John Bates has some sort of shoulder thing. Jaden Daniels does have a right wrist injury, but full participation Monday, full participation on Tuesday. And they've come out saying that it's not a big thing. So that's how it looks on the Commander side. On the Green Bay Packers side, we actually have some guys that didn't practice Monday or Tuesday, and it's more than just for rest. Aaron Banks, Brenton Cox, Bo Melton, who's now cornerback, remember, Zach Tom, all did not practice either Monday or Tuesday. Then we have a slew of limited guys. That goes to safety Zane Anderson, cornerback Nate Hobbs, Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, by all accounts, it looks like he's going to go. And then we have Jaden Reed. He was did not practice on Monday and then limited on Tuesday. I think he is pretty interesting. The fact is, he only played 18 snaps in that first game. That foot is definitely bothering him, and he's on a short week. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit. And then Dontavian Wicks, limited. Quay Walker, limited. Matthew Golden was limited on Monday, but full participation on Tuesday. Then Jordan Love still has that left thumb thing. Shouldn't slow him down whatsoever. And then the punter showing up. Now, let's get into our picks of the game and really talk about the game in a bigger fashion here. So, starting with the game itself, 48.5 over under, and the Packers at home are -3.5 favorites. Does look like it's going to be a close game. Should be a fun one in Lambeau on Thursday night. So far, these primetime games have been pretty entertaining, and it should continue this week with a key matchup in the Commanders versus the Packers. Now, getting into our picks, let's start with Matthew Golden. Part of the reason I want to start here is I want to go over the snap counts here. So, Mayo Dobbs, we were all over him last week. He was profitable for us. He cashed. Matthew Golden played like 66% of the snaps. He was the second wide receiver. This is coming in to now his second game. Dontavian Wicks is on the injury report. Jaden Reed is. Jaden Reed only played 18 snaps. Now he's on a short week. I think it's going to be very hard for his snap count to go way up. Now, he had 5 targets, more targets than Dobbs, Golden, or Wicks, but I just don't see his snap count going up anymore. And with that, I do think Matt Golden is in a very interesting spot this week. He was high drafted, big time speed. He can create some separation. And this is a game where last week the Packers controlled the whole game. I think this one is going to play out a little more competitive. I think this Commanders offense, while we know Detroit is good, I think this Commanders offense will be able to stay in the game a little bit more than the Packers. Now, this Packers D definitely looks good. So Commanders have to deal with that. But all in all, I think Matthew Golden is in a very interesting spot, and the line is only at 34.5. He had only 2 targets in his second game. I do expect that to go up, and the Commanders defense really doesn't scare me that much. I mean, they gave up 126 receiving yards to Russell Wilson-led Giants, who really aren't that good. And if you look at the matchups from last week, some of the scores here, the wide receiver 2 actually did fairly well, and I want to double down on that. Wan'Dale Robinson, 8 targets, 6 receptions for 55. I think Matthew Golden is in a good spot to get over. Next, this one is going to make some people upset, I think. We are going Bill Croskey-Merritt. Love him as a player, but I think that game script went absolutely perfect for him last game, and we are going to go under 42.5 rushing yards. If you don't have that, I'm also fine going under 10.5 rush attempts. I think the game script went absolutely perfectly for Bill last week, and he crushed it. He had over 80 yards, had 10 attempts. I don't expect him to go 8 yards per carry again. I also expect his attempts to fall a little bit. Simple matter of the fact is he only played 33% of the snaps, got 10 carries in that, but it was a game that the Commanders absolutely controlled from the beginning to end, and the Giants never really had a chance. With that, I think Bill got a little extra work than they were expected. Now, the way this goes wrong is Eckler's a little more hurt than it seems, and with that, Bill is out there a little bit more, but they also still do have McNichols there to take some of the work also. This is really a 3-headed backfield. Eckler gets the biggest share, then Bill, then McNichols, and giving him 10.5 carries or plus 10.5 carries per week, I think is going to be a very, very hard thing to do. And this Packers D just showed up very strong against Gibbs and Montgomery, behind a very good O-line in the Lions. I think Bill might have a little bit of a tough time this week. Next, we got Jaylin Lane, over 4.5 receiving yards. LineStar is at 6.6, consensus at 12.8. He played 30% of the snaps. He is a 4th-round draft pick who has 4.34 speed, was excellent in preseason, drawing, rave reviews, just like Bill, but just doesn't have the same type of path to playing time. I think Jaylin Lane is a very good receiver, just young. He played 30% of the snaps week 1 in a game script that wouldn't warrant a wide receiver 4 playing very much. In a game script that's a little bit more, I think he's going to be out there enough to just get 1 catch for over 5 yards. That's really what we're going for. He is a very explosive guy. If he makes a catch, the likelihood is that's really going for, 10, 12 yards. And this 4.5 line is just low. the line does go to 5.5, I'm fine with that too. It was there earlier today. It's just come down a little bit throughout the day. So let's go Jaylin Lane over 4.5. So those are our 3 picks today. We got Jaylin Lane, Matthew Golden over 34.5, and then Ja'Cory Croskey-Merritt under 42.5 receiving yard or rushing yards or 10.5 rushing attempts. And last but not least, I do think you can go Tucker Kraft if you want at 34.5. I have him out here more so to remind myself that is my touchdown call of the day to talk about that. But I do like Tucker Kraft, and it goes to the wide receiver spot just not being in the best of health right now. You know, you have Jaden Reed playing limited snaps. You got Wicks, who had drops last year, showing up on the injury report. Rookie Matthew Golden, and then Dobbs, who is nothing special, but is going to be out there a lot at least. And Tucker Kraft is obviously a pretty good tight end. He's going to be out there. I definitely think 34.5 is a little on the low side. But let's talk about his touchdowns. He is at plus 210. Washington ranks 32nd, allowing 0.3 receiving touchdowns to the tight end over the last 9. They are allowing more fantasy points to the tight end when away. And Tucker Kraft he averaged 41 receiving yards per game last year. And then Washington has given up 46.8, allowing that 0.3 touchdowns. He had a touchdown last week. I think he runs it back with another one this week. Now, that will do it for us today, guys. Quick show, just hitting on the props, and to give you a little bit of a rundown and a review on them. Jaylin Lane over 4.5 receiving yards. Matthew Golden over 34.5 receiving yards. Ja'Cory Croskey-Merritt under 10.5 rush attempts or 42.5 rushing yards. And then Tucker Kraft plus 210 to find the end zone. Let's go. Let's have a day. Excited football's here and excited to get week 2 underway. Please come join us at Props Optimizer. It is where you can get all these props for free. And just give us a try. Download us on iOS or on Android. We're there for you. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Peace.